to Oro Hcare. In today's video, we will be showing you how to prepare or add consent forms in our system and how can these forms be used to get signature from patients. We have a module called consent in our Hcare system that can be used to get the forms signed to create or add new forms into our system. As you can see in the consent dashboard, we have two buttons, one for the consent forms and one for signed consent forms. In the consent forms, you can see all the existing consent forms that can be used to get the signatures. Also, you can create new forms from this option. Under the signed consent forms, you can find all the available consent forms that are already signed by the patients. To get signature on a new consent form from a patient, just go to consent forms, choose the required form and click on create consent. Then you have to specify the patient's name, the doctor's name if needed, and then click on update field. When you click on update field, this will show you all the fillable parts of the form as well as the content of the consent forms. Fill up all the necessary information, for example the patient's name, the gender, and then the patient can sign as well as the doctor can sign. Once done, click on confirm and print, and this form will be saved to our system as well as attached with the patient's file. To see the form that we have got signed from the patient, click on dashboard again, and go to signed consent forms, and here you will see that the new form that was signed by Mr. Sam is added to the list. You can view it anytime and print it as well if needed. So these consent forms can be configured dynamically in our system by any admin user, and this can be done from the consent menu itself. For creating consent form, there are some fields that are needed to be created first. By field, we mean that in a consent form, any parts that need to be filled or may change for every patient has to be created as a field first. Then these fields are to be added in the forms. To give you an example, let us say a sign or signature field, a gender field, or a name field, and so on. Let us see step by step how to create a new form. So let's try to add this general consent form for treatment with dental bridge. As you can see, this is a simple form, and the fields that are needed for this form particularly is a signature field, one for the patient and one for the dentist. We also have an Arabic version for this form, which also we have to add to our system. To create a new field, select fields from here, then click on create fields. From this new wizard, we have to type the field name first. Notice here that any field name should always start with X underscore. This is to allow the system to recognize that it's a field. For example, for patient sign, we will name it as patient sign. Then for the field type, we have different types which are like boolean, signature, selection, and so on. For example, if we choose selection, we can use it to provide selection for multiple options in the form. We have boolean to select one out of many options, and so on. For a signature field, we have to choose the type signature in here. Click on signature. Then provide the labels in both English and Arabic. Since our Hcare system is based in Qatar, we have provided the options for Arabic language as well. For the labels in English and Arabic, we can simply copy and paste it from the document here. For example, for patient signature, I will copy this one and type it here. Just paste it. And for the English, I will copy from here and paste. And for this two options we have is read only or related field. For the read only, it means it's not for any editable parts. And for the related field, if there is any other field that is related to this particular field, we have to check this box. Then we have dynamic sequence. If you have more than one field in any forms and you want to manage them in sequence or put them in order, you can specify the sequence in here. For example, in this case, I have two types of signature, which is the patient signature and the dentist signature. And for me, I want the signature of the patient to be on the first sentence and signature of the dentist to be on the second line. So I can just arrange the sequence in that order. So this will be my dynamic sequence number 1. After completing all the information, just click on create fields and then refresh here, and you will see that the new field that I have created is already been added here. Let us go ahead and create one more, since we have two fields. Like before, we will put the field name first, dentist sign, then we will choose the field type as signature. It's not read only since it's a fillable part. Then we have label in English and Arabic. Let us copy and paste from our document. And let us change the sequence to 2. Then click on create fields and refresh, and you will see that this has been also added to our list. Now let us go ahead and create a form where we have to add this field. Let us go back to consent forms. Click on create. In here we have to provide the name, and also we have to provide the language. So first we have to provide the name of the consent form. Let us say it's dental consent. In the heading, we can just copy paste from the document we have. For example, for English, it's this one. Just copy and paste it. For Arabic, it's this one. For the treatment part in here, we can include all treatments that is connected to this consent form. So whenever there is an appointment for any patient, if you choose these particular treatments that are included in this list, it will automatically show you that there is a consent form that needs to be signed for doing these procedures. Okay. And then we have fields. This is like if you have any name field or any gender field, anything. These are the already created fields that we have in our field section. You can choose if you want to put the date, you can choose date from here. And the content in English and Arabic, if you want, you can type, or if you want, you can just copy paste from our forms. For example, let me just copy paste this whole content instead of typing. Paste it, and you will see that it's been already added. Same for the Arabic, we can just copy and paste the Arabic part as well. Copy and paste. Okay, now in here we have to add the two fields that we have created today, which is signature of the dentist and also signature of the patient. As you can see that this is in sequence 1 and this is in sequence 2, even though I have selected this one first. In the form, this should be appearing first. Once done, we can click on save. And then we have to click on create report template. So a template for this form will be saved into the system, and this can be used in the future. Now we also have a modified report template. Every time you come back to this form, if there is any information that you want to change from here, you can just click on edit, make the necessary changes and click on modify report template. So it will update the latest one. Okay, now let us try to create this form. As you can see, I have added this dental consent new form. Let it create a consent for a particular patient. Click on create. Choose the patient name. Choose a doctor. And you can see that the signature is not still updated, because for that we have to click on update field for those fields to appear on the form. Let us click on update field. And you will see the date field that I have added in the beginning, and also the signature field. Like I said, signature of the patient has appeared first in order, and then this came in second order. So now the patient can just go ahead and pick the date and also sign here. Then the doctor can sign here. Once done, we just have to click on confirm and print. And this will be saved to our signed consent forms from the dashboard, where you can view them. For Hcare, this is the one I have created just now. And also for this patient, you can find this consent form under her file. For example, if I go to her file, under attachment, I will see that a dental consent has been attached to this file. So this is how you can utilize our dynamic consent module and add all your consent forms to the system. And that's all for this video. Thank you very much, and I will be seeing you on the next one.